What you're looking at might look like a juicy, ripe strawberry, but it's actually cake sorcery disguised as fruit.
Hi everyone and welcome to Abhishekz Kitchen. Today we are going to make a lifelike structure of strawberry. So let's get started.
First, for the strawberry insert, in a bowl add strawberries, brown sugar and cocoa powder and mix. Squish some strawberries while mixing like it owes us money. Spread this berry mess on a baking tray like you are casually tossing flavor into the oven. And then strawberry puree on top because we are extra. Bake it till it's bubbly and smells like a berry scented candle. 165 degrees C, 15 to 20 minutes. Once it's out, we go in with the spatula, aka the bakery's version of stress relief. Smash and squish like it's your ex's apology text. Now we pipe this molten strawberry magic into 35 mm spherical molds. It's like making cake marbles. Then freeze it overnight so it doesn't have a meltdown, unlike me trying to temper chocolate. Next, for the whipped milk chocolate ganache, drain in the gelatin in cold water and keep it aside to bloom. Next, simmer 260 grams of cream. Once it starts simmering, remove it from the flame and add the bloomed gelatin and mix. Pour this on top of the milk chocolate and leave it aside for 30 seconds. Stir like you mean it. This isn't a lazy latte. Emulsify this using a hand blender. To this, add 210 grams of cream and emulsify again. Cover this with a cling wrap touching the surface so that there is no skin formation and smooth ganache is obtained. Keep this in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours to set. Check if it is set by flipping it like a pancake. If it stays in place, it's ready for action. Into the stand mixer we go. Whip it for 2 to 3 minutes till it's soft, fluffy and has a better texture than my personality. Don't overwhip or you will invent chocolate butter again. Bag it up, we are getting closer to dessert greatness. Time to unmold that insert and give it a little trim with a knife. This is a dessert surgery. Pipe the ganache on a 45 mm spherical mold and place the spherical insert in it. Cap it off with the top half, fill it to the brim with more ganache, and smoothly press down to get rid of those air bubbles. Freeze overnight again. Good desserts take time and emotional investment. Once set, remove it from the mold and clean the edges. Fill the air holes with more ganache and smooth it. Next, to fill the bulge part of the strawberry, add some ganache on one side of the sphere and smooth it using spatula dipped in hot water. Keep this in the freezer for 10 minutes to set. Next, for the red mirror glaze, drain in the gelatin in cold water and keep it aside to bloom. Next, in a pan on low heat, add water, sugar and glucose syrup. Heat the glucose syrup so that it is easy to pour. Make sure that the heat is very low, as we just want the sugar to melt and not caramelize nor boil. The final temperature of the mix should be between 80 to 90 C. Next, in a bowl, add white chocolate, neutral glaze, condensed milk, and bloom gelatin. Once the temperature of the sugar mix is between 80 to 90 C, Pour this on top of the chocolate mix and mix it using spatula. Emulsify this using a hand blender. Make sure to touch the blender to the bottom so that there are less air bubbles and more gloss. Think classy vibes only. Add a few drops of red color to it. Add a little in the beginning as we can add more later but can't remove the color. Emulsify this using a hand blender. Make sure to touch the blender to the bottom so that no bubbles are formed. Add few drops of the black color to it to get that dark red color and emulsify again. Next, of the set chocolate sphere, scoop out a little ganache on the opposite side of the bulge part and insert a skewer in it. Dip this in the chocolate shell. The recipe for the chocolate shell is in the hazelnut recipe. Make sure that the temperature of the chocolate shell is between 30 to 40 C for better coating. After coating it from all the sides, rub it on the parchment paper from one side so that it can sit on that side. Insert the skewer again and dip it in the red mirror glaze and let the extra drip off in the bowl. Rub this on a parchment paper to get rid of the excess glaze. Next, add some chia seeds on top to get the strawberry texture. Don't worry, it won't add any taste to it. Next, place this on a plate and slowly remove the skewer. Top it with real strawberry leaves and bam! This is not a strawberry. That's art. That's sorcery. That's me screaming internally with joy. And now, the moment of truth. Let's cut into this beauty. Look at that cross section. Strawberry and cocoa insert, wrapped in soft ganache, hugged by chocolate shell, sealed in mirror glaze. Damien Wager, if you are watching, please drop another heart. I'll cry. Ever wanted to bite into an apple and be hit with creamy vanilla ganache, apple cider jelly and a chocolate shell instead of, well, fruit? Yeah, me too. Today we are making this stunning lifelike green apple that's definitely not what your doctor ordered, but exactly what your dessert soul needs. Let's go from wait, is that a real apple? To holy ganache, I need 5 more of these.
Hi everyone and welcome to Abhishekz Kitchen. Today we are going to make a lifelike structure of green apple. So let's get started.
First up, the core of our deception, the apple cider insert. Warm up some cider, sugar and vanilla on medium heat, basically making apple cider tea until sugar is dissolved. Now here's the magic trick. Add corn flour slowly, or else it clumps faster than my social anxiety in group chats. Best move? Mix the corn flour in cold cider first. Slurry saves lives, people. Once it thickens like drama on reality TV, take it off the heat and transfer it to a bowl and let it cool down a bit. Once cooled, add in chopped green apples. Yes, we are hiding apples inside a fake apple. Some might call that inception. I call it delicious irony. Pipe this magic into 2-part spherical molds. We freeze it overnight because patience is a virtue, especially when it ends in dessert. Next, let's talk vanilla whipped ganache, the pillow that hugs our apple cider heart. Drain in the gelatin and let it bloom. Next, in a pan on medium heat, add 300 grams of cream and vanilla extract and mix. Simmer cream and vanilla until they are just talking, not boiling. We want a simmer, not a breakup. Once simmered, remove it from the heat and add bloomed gelatin and mix. It dissolves faster than your weekend plans. Pour this vanilla lava on top of white chocolate. Wait 30 seconds, don't touch it, just let them fall in love. Now mix it with a spatula like you are stirring up drama at brunch. Time to emulsify. Stick that blender to the bottom like your toddler clinging to your leg at daycare. Next, add 260 grams of cream and emulsify again using a hand blender. Next, cover this using a cling film such that it touches the surface. Keep this in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours until set. Nap time. Once set, transfer this to a stand mixer. Whip this until soft peaks are formed. Don't over-whip, otherwise it will turn into butter and buttermilk. If it starts screaming butter, you have gone too far. Mix the ganache using a spatula to make sure it is soft. Soft, creamy clouds of ganache are what we are after. Next, take out the apple cider inserts and clean the edges using a knife. Be gentle, it's a dessert, not a murder mystery. Insert a skewer like you are conducting an edible surgery. Careful, it will poke through if you are not cautious. Dip it in whipped ganache and coat it all around. It's like putting on a cozy sweater made of cream. Place it on a parchment paper. Repeat the same for remaining inserts. Freeze it for 15 minutes, just enough time to contemplate life or make tea. Now a second dip, because if once is good, twice is divine. Remove the skewer this time and pack in the freezer. Next, using a knife, trim the bottom of the apple to get smooth surface. Next, using a knife, create a hole at the top of the apple. Next, using your hands with gloves, shape the apples using body heat and then keep it back in the freezer for half an hour. You are a dessert sculptor now, wear it with pride. Next, insert a skewer in the hole created and dip this in the white chocolate shell. The recipe for white chocolate shell is in the hazelnut recipe. Let the extra chocolate to fall in the bowl like your TMs after this video goes viral. And place this back on the parchment paper and remove the skewer. Make sure that the chocolate shell is between 30 to 40 C for better coating. Repeat this for all the apples. Now for that shiny apple glaze. Add green color in the glaze and emulsify using hand blender. The recipe for mirror glaze is in the cocoa strawberry recipe. Make sure that the blender is touching the bottom surface of the bowl to minimize the bubbles formation. Add a few drops of yellow to get that Granny Smith look. A little is enough, you are making dessert, not a neon sign. And emulsify using a hand blender. Make sure that the temperature of mirror glaze is between 30 to 35 C before using, otherwise it won't coat well to the apple. Additionally, apples should be frozen without condensation, otherwise the glaze won't stay on it. Next, insert a skewer in the apple and dip it in the glaze and let the excess drip back in the bowl and place it on the parchment paper. Next, drag this on the parchment paper using the skewer to remove the excess glaze. Place this on a plate and remove the skewer like you are diffusing a delicious bomb. Top it off with a real stem or a chocolate one if you are fancy. Let it rest in the fridge for thaw for a couple of hours before eating. It deserves a moment. And now, the big reveal. Look at that. You have got that cider insert, the creamy vanilla ganache, and the snap of that chocolate shell, and that glossy green glaze. If this isn't an edible art, I don't know what is. If you thought that was cool, just wait till you see the Lifelike strawberry from last week. And hey, if this made you smile, inspired you, or at least made you hungry, hit that like button. Drop a green apple emoji in the comments. And subscribe for more dessert illusions you won't believe are real. Until next time, stay sweet and stay creative. What if I told you this lemon isn't a lemon at all? Nope, no citrus was harmed in the making of this dessert. Today, we are going to make a strawberry-filled, lemon-shaped, ganache-loaded illusion that will make your brain short-circuit and your mouth water. Let's get zesty.
Hi everyone and welcome to Abhishekz Kitchen. Today we are going to make a lifelike structure of lemon. So let's get started.
First, for the strawberry insert, in a pan on low heat, add lemon juice, sugar, and strawberries and cook until sugar is dissolved, stirring occasionally. You're basically starting a sweet fruit spa. Let everything melt down while stirring like it's your morning coffee. Meanwhile, play mad scientist and make a cornstarch slurry. Just cornstarch and cold water. Easy. Once the strawberry and sugar start simmering, add the slurry and mix. Once it thickens, add chopped strawberries and mix. Pipe this gorgeous jammy mix into 35 mm spherical molds. These are going to be our lemon hearts. Freeze them overnight while you dream of Michelin stars. Time for lemon whipped ganache. Fancy words for creamy heaven. First, bloom your gelatin in cold water. Think of it as a spa day for gelatin too. In another pan, medium heat this time, add 270 grams of cream, sugar and lemon zest. Stir like you're stirring a drama at a family gathering. Once it simmers, add the now jiggly gelatin. Pour that over white chocolate and let it sit for 30 seconds. No touching, just like museum art. After 30 seconds, grab a spatula and mix it like your future depends on it. Now emulsify with a hand blender. This is where magic happens and science meets dessert. Add 260 grams of cold cream and keep emulsifying. This will become smooth, luscious and dangerously addictive. Cover it with cling film touching the surface. This prevents skin from forming because we want silky, not crusty. Chill it in the fridge for 2-3 hours. Once it's set, move it to a stand mixer and whisk until it hits soft peaks. Basically, you are looking for clouds that hold their shape but still vibe with gravity. Transfer this whipped ganache into a piping bag like you are loading frosting ammo. Take out your frozen strawberry spheres, demold and clean up the edges. We want smooth, not wild hedgehog energy. Fill the bottom of your 45 mm molds 2/3 full with ganache. Think of it as setting the pillow before the surprise. Now insert that strawberry core and gently push it in, like a secret agent sneaking into headquarters. Place the top part of the 2-part mold and fill it with ganache. Make sure to push it in between the pores to remove air bubbles. Freeze this overnight. Once set, remove it from the molds. Clean the edges like a sculptor chiseling a masterpiece. Patch air gaps with ganache and smooth with your finger dipped in water. DIY spa facial for your lemon. Pipe a little whipped ganache on one side. Next, use an offset spatula dipped in hot water and shape the lemon from one side and freeze for 10 minutes. Repeat this on the other side and freeze again for 20 minutes. Next, we'll prepare the velvet spray. In melted cocoa butter, add 60 C. Add white chocolate and let it melt. Once it is melted, mix this using a spatula. Transfer this to a jar so that it is easy to dip lemon in this. Add a few drops of yellow color and emulsify using a hand blender. If required, add more color. Take out the lemons from the freezer and insert a skewer in it. Be careful, it might penetrate from the other side. Ensure that the spray is between 30 to 35 C for better coating. Dip this in the yellow spray and let the excess drip off. Once set, carefully remove it from the skewer and freeze for 10 minutes. Take the lemons out of the freezer and place it on baking paper. Add yellow spray to the airbrush at 30 to 32 C and test the spray on baking paper before spraying on lemon. Spray this on lemon and you will observe the velvet effect on lemon. Now let's go full lemon cosplay. Cut a tiny hole, insert a leaf and boom, you have got a botanical imposter. Let it defrost 1 to 2 hours before the big reveal. Time to slice it open. And when you do, layers. Gorgeous, creamy lemon ganache, that bright strawberry center, and the illusion shell. Is it art? Is it food? It's both. So next time someone asks if you brought fruit to the party, bring this lemon. Watch their faces glitch. Drop the mic or the lemon gently. Like, comment and subscribe if you love desserts that mess with reality.
Thank you and namaste from my side. See you all in the next video.